When historians look back to 2016, I imagine they'll be underlining some of the painful elements that have happened in the course of the last 12 months. We've had a lot of word and news about wars and natural disasters. And I think it has not been a very encouraging time in the world of politics. A lot of bitterness, a lot of division, a lot of antagonism. So what might Christmas, what might the baby born in Bethlehem be saying to us in 2016 in this real situation in which we find ourselves? I think maybe the first point is that Christmas, the Son of God taking flesh in our midst, is a sign of radical solidarity with human beings. Jesus came into a poor country under Roman occupation 2,000 years ago. He came as a child. His life was threatened from an early stage with death by Herod. God is in radical solidarity with the human race. In all our distress, in all the mess in which we find ourselves. Pope Francis had a beautiful phrase during World Youth Day. He said, God is hopelessly hopeful for all of us as a human race. So in the midst of our problems, God remains in solidarity with us. Christmas is an ongoing experience. The second thing I think perhaps strikes me coming from the Christmas story is that the shepherds were told about a message of great joy. We need a lot of joy and hope in the midst of our world, and particularly our young people who are faced with a very uncertain future in many countries, need to hear a message that there is a God who believes in us, who believes that with grace, with forgiveness, at the end of this year of mercy, with the healing and reconciliation that come from that we can look forward to the hope with confidence and with joy. Why? Because the future is in the hands of God. All things are being reconciled in Christ. So again, it's bringing a news of great joy into a world that is frightened about the future. And the third thing I think we might learn from that is that in the Greek world, history was seen as going round in a circle, ultimately going nowhere. Whereas in the Judeo-Christian worldview, everything is heading towards the resolution of the reconciliation of all things in Jesus Christ, the universal King. In some ways, we've glimpsed the final chapter. We've seen the final episode of the story. And that means we can live with the ups and downs of the present time because we believe that history is moving somewhere. So in a world that needs to hear good news about the direction of history, the Christian message, the Christmas message, is a radical contradiction to this idea that we're just drifting along, only the playthings of the gods who kill us for their sports, as Shakespeare said in King Lear. We are going in a direction because the world is in the hands of God. All things are in his hands. And finally, we celebrate the beauty of the life of a baby. As far as Herod was concerned, human life was completely disposable, particularly that of little children. And here, I think in Christmas, we hear that human life is beautiful. All human life is precious. All human life is sacred, because even in the smallest, apparently most insignificant form of human life, God may be hidden in the depths. I wish you all a wonderful, happy Christmas as we face 2017, not with confidence in our own structures, but with confidence in the God who continues to live in our midst, Emmanuel.